Hello and welcome to the Twitter World News. I'm Nancy Drew and this is Alfie Good. Hello, we're going to talk about the London 2012 and the Big Lottery Fund today and how they are helping people to participate in sport. We'll start off with the London 2012. They get people to participate in sport.
I'm very sorry, but we appear to be having some technical difficulties.
I'm very sorry about that. We seem to appear to have some technical difficulties. I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. Let's get down to this. So the London 2012 uses the London 2012 is looking to get more people participating in sport. They use identification schemes that go out and look for those talented children that are undiscovered and help them find that link to go on further into their careers, which without that link they wouldn't know where to go to. I'm sorry. I mean, the amount of children that are amazingly good at what they do, but they're just missing that little link to help them go any further in their careers. I mean, it's spectacular, to be honest. Not only helping people discover their talents, but they also get people into sport, and once they do this, they provide the facilities and the costs and volunteers to help them do so and coach. They deal with all the finance, so there's not really much for you or anyone out there watching this to do. All you need to do is get involved. It's so easy nowadays, isn't it, Alfie? Yes, Nancy. I think people have it so easy nowadays. It's not like in my day. I mean, the lottery fund, the Big Lottery Fund, they help finance to get people to participate in sport as well. They give grants from £300 to £500,000 to organisations just to get them started up. To develop the new programmes, they fund things. Ready? And they are rather intelligent with it, because instead of looking at the progress of it, they look at the impact of the funding. Yes, Alfie, and I think that these schemes are important because they help everyone to have that chance to participate in sport. Do you know what I'm saying, Alfie? Yes, I hear what you're saying. There you go. Going back to London 2012, they look at areas of excellence level. So that's the elite level and people that are at that performance and competition and international and national levels. This helps them make the next step to their full potential. As I know, for the Lottery Fund, you, Alfie, and the Lottery Fund are there to help not those of a higher level, but those more in need of it, so charities and disabled people, and it really focuses on women and ethnic minorities and the elderly, those who are a bit less, where it's less concentrated on them. And I think that it's important to get everyone involved, and not only those who are best at what they're doing, but focus on the whole world as a unit and every individual by themselves. For our project, I'm just going to submit it anyways. Okay, ready? Yes, whereas you focus on the Olympic Games 2012, we, as the Big Lottery Fund, focus on PE in women's schools. I'm very sorry for that. PE within schools, cycling for disabled, and the majority of sports. We are taking you to the base of where all this London 2012 takes part, which is in London, where the weather is... You missed me! It was supposed to be in my face.
Oh shit, it's still recording.
I'm sorry about that. We seem to be having a lot of technical difficulties today. As I was saying, we are at the base of the London 2012, which is in the centre of London, where the weather is... Did you pause it?
I don't know. Oh no, it's recording.
As it normally is.
It's as it normally is.
Is as it normally is. Very rainy and windy. Thanks for that, Nancy. It does look rather heavy rain over there. I, myself, with the Big Lottery Fund, we are based in the UK, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales, where itself, Nancy, isn't that too great of a weather and is quite windy. And we are back to the studio. Now we're going to talk about how effective the London 2012s really were. And to be honest, they were really effective. After the London 2012s, the participation levels in sport increased massively, and it was internationally and nationally broadcasted, so most people saw it. This probably helped into leading people to participate more in sport all over the world. How effective was it for the big lottery funding? Well, Nancy. Well, Nancy, it is effective to the majority of people, and this is because it aims to include everyone, including the ones I mentioned before as to disabled women and disabled women. Okay. I'm sorry about that. As I was saying, it's effective to most people because it involves everyone and it looks to help disabled, young women, ethnic minorities and many groups within the whole world. So it is very effective, Nancy. Thank you, Alfie. And to be honest, both our initiatives are quite similar. We both aim to help people in sport, don't we? And we both want to increase participation levels within the sport. We both know go across the country, so we reach out to everybody. And we cover similar sports, to be honest. We both develop new programs and look for strategies in which to go further with our organisations and help people out, people like you who are watching, to get into sports. So yeah, we are very similar. But on the same side, we have many differences, as you work with different target groups, whereas we, as the London 2012, look at the higher levels. And I think that we are more professionally run and as a higher standard, but which isn't always good, because I think that the Lottery Fund and small organisations need a lot of help to progress further. But I mean, are you still? And the London 2012 is known internationally, whereas the Big Lottery Fund is known only nationally. Also, the Big Lottery Fund grants with ways to improve small and not well-known organisations, whereas London 2012 look over a larger scale. So, in the same way, we're just as similar as we are different. You're right, Nancy, and we both have strengths and weaknesses with that as well. The Big Lottery Fund, for example, will fund core costs and a wide range of organisations and projects, and they will do up to 5 years of funding, which is really good. I mean, the London 2012 as well, I mean, they've created so many short-term jobs for those who are unemployed, and they have so much housing and tourists coming in because of everything that they've done for the London 2012.
Good.
Well, you're right, Alfie. They do have strengths, but alongside, even though we do provide a lot of short-term jobs, it's lack of long-term jobs. So either way, those unemployed people are still going to be unemployed at the end of the day. It's only for a short period of time. And the cost of the Olympic Games, how everyone probably should have heard, was the most expensive Olympic Games there has been till now. And they really need to improve on transport. I mean, the London 2012, the transport was horrific. But for the big lottery fund as well, I mean, small organisations find it hard to apply for it, and the funding's quite limited as well. And once organisations have got the funding, I think that they are reliant on the lottery fund, which isn't always a good thing either. But there's always ways to improve things. For example, the solution to your problems would be having me in your life. Excuse me? Pardon? Nothing, Nancy. Anyways, on a serious note, this could have been dealt with so that the costs would have been less expensive. They could have set themselves a budget, London 2012 could have. That's what they could have done. Really? And the transport, there could have been straight links and extensions so that it could have been quicker and more direct. And for the lack of long-term jobs, well, they should give these jobs to people who are in need of short-term jobs, or instead of making them short-term jobs, they can make them long-term jobs so that their unemployment afterwards wouldn't be necessary. But the big lottery fund as well, they could make funding more accessible for smaller organisations, and I think it should be given fairly. So I think that they should make their funding fair to everyone and not just give bigger amounts to the bigger organisations, because then how are the little organisations ever going to prosper and become something? I mean, they just need to make it easier to apply for, because otherwise you're only going to help the bigger organisation expand. But maybe, I think if the little organisations had the opportunity to be funded, I think they would really make a good use of it. You're right, Alfie. There's always a solution to people's problems. And I'm afraid that's all we have time for tonight. But we'll be looking on our Twitter, looking for the topics that you and everyone out there watching are looking for us to talk about on the show. And we'll get back to you next Thursday. See you. Thank you for watching. Good night. Thank you and good night. Is it cut? Is it all?